Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending our National Salute to Veterans program. To the Atlanta Swing Orchestra, thank you for making this a time to remember for our veterans and taking the time out of your time to come once again and to salute our veterans.
Please remain standing if you can for our national anthem. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Once again, we are the Atlanta Swing Orchestra, and we are always happy to be here to honor our veterans. And we're going to begin, suitably enough, with a tribute to our armed forces as we play the theme song for each branch of the military service. And if you served in that service, would you wave your hand or stand when we get to your number, and I'll call them out. The U.S. Army. The Coast Guard. The Marines. Up and away, the Air Force. a Merchant Marine. And certainly not least, our U.S. Navy. Thanks to all of our veterans and their families. All right, well, we're going to kick things off with In the Mood. Is that what's next? All right, great. I just want to make sure I was on the right page. And of course, this was a big hit for Glenn Miller's big band, and Glenn Miller did serve in the military, and his plane went down during World War II. And so we're just honoring, I guess, him and big band music that was playing at the time. This is In the Mood. good tune, even all these years later. Boy, there were a few little solos by a variety of people there, but we did feature Larry Heck there on the trumpet, back there in the back. And this next, yes, I'm sorry, I should pause for applause when I say those things, shouldn't I? Maybe there won't be any. All right, no, I'm kidding, I'm joking. Okay, this next tune was made famous by Peggy Lee, although it was actually written by Little Willie John, but Peggy Lee added a whole bunch of lyrics and made it into a big hit. And I guess it got included because we're in the mood for love, and this is kind of steamy stuff. But maybe while I'm singing this, you can remember what it's like to be in love, or maybe you're in love now, you can think of your sweetheart while I'm singing this. This is Fever. You never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight, fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night, and I light up when you hold me, 'cause you know I'm gonna treat you right and give you fever. When you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight, fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Oh, everybody got the fever. That is something we all know. Fever isn't such a new thing. Fever started long ago. Romeo loved Juliet, and Juliet, she felt the same. When he put his arms around her, he said, Julie, baby, you're my flame. Thou givest fever with thy kisses, fever with thy flame in you. Fever, I'm on fire, fever, yeah, I burn forsooth. Well, Captain Smith and Pocahontas, they had a very mad affair. And when her daddy tried to kill him, she said, Daddy, oh, don't you dare, he gives me fever. With his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever, I'm his missus, Daddy, won't you treat him right? Men were born to give you fever. Yes, Fahrenheit or centigrade. When they catch you, fever when you hold me tight. Fever, Jesus, oh, what a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. vocal that's a lot more recent, although it's also over 20 years old. And this was made famous by Norah Jones on her debut album in 2002, if you can believe it. She's the daughter of sitarist, I think that's how you say that word, Ravi Shankar, who recorded a lot with the Beatles. And this is her big hit, Don't Know Why. Thank you. And that featured Brandon Ashmore on tenor sax. Yeah. And I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Eileen Howard. Thank you. And so this next tune is an instrumental that is named after a radio program that was hosted by a well-known media personality, Fred Robbins. Oh, no? Oh, I beg your pardon. We are not going to honor little-known celebrity Fred Robbins, who I had never heard of, so just as well. Instead, we're going to move along to Henry Mancini. All right. This is the theme from the Pink Panther. I don't know if any of you remember those very funny movies starring Peter Sellers, who was not himself the Pink Panther. He was seeking the thief of a large pink diamond called the Pink Panther. And just in case I haven't given you enough trivia, I actually worked for Owens Corning, and the Pink Panther was its mascot. So, you know, it all comes around to me. All right, here we go. Theme from the Pink Panther. Next up, we have a song called Jeeps Blues, which was written by the great Duke Ellington. And this being Black History Month, as well as honoring our veterans, I just want to mention that, you know, the whole genre of jazz was invented by African Americans and helped along by a lot of Jewish composers. And so we just honor the folks that invented this. And this song, Duke Ellington wrote thousands of songs and headed a wonderful big band and really, really transformed big band music. This was written by him and his star saxophonist Johnny Hodges, and it is called Jeeps Blues. alto sax. How about a round of applause? That was fantastic. I love that. Okay, let me get back, make sure I've got all the right tunes up here. Okay, next we're going to do back-to-back a couple of tunes that were made famous in the movie An American in Paris, and they were both by the Gershwin brothers. And this first one is called So Wonderful. And that featured Brandon Ashmore, our tenor sax, and what's your name? Larry Heck back there. I'm notorious for that. So this is another tune written by the Gershwin brothers, and it was also featured in American in Paris. And the George Gershwin showed up at Irving Berlin's place to play for him, because Irving Berlin couldn't really play piano very well. He's a great composer, but he couldn't play very well. And Gershwin sat down and played, and Irving Berlin basically said, "Boy, you better go make a career out of this." And so there you go, back when he was an unknown. So this is Love Is Here to Stay, appropriate for Valentine's Day. It's very clear Well, now we're going to turn to a very, very lovely tune that I have something to tell you about, if I can only find it. Yes, this is an endurance song that was written by Errol Gardner, another African-American composer, with lyrics added later by Johnny Burke. It was a huge hit for both Johnny Mathis and Sarah Vaughan. And this is a beautiful instrumental that is, I think, featuring Larry Heck, am I right? And a bunch of people. This is Misty. So pretty, and that did feature Brandon Ashmore here and Larry Heck and the whole band, of course. And That was lovely. And this is a tune that I really didn't know that well. This next one coming up, it's called Opus in Pastels. It was composed and arranged by the great band leader Stan Kenton, known for the Wall of Sound. And it is kind of a wall of sound up here. We've got a small space with a lot of brass. And anyway, this one is, he most famously recorded many radio programs from the Rendezvous Ballroom in Balboa, California. You don't hear much about Balboa anymore. I guess it was once a hot spot for the hip and elite, but haven't heard anything about it lately. But here's Opus in Pastels. 6 feet. And that featured our marvelous saxophone section. Why don't y'all stand up? Yeah. I won't try to introduce them all because you won't remember their names, but they did a wonderful job. Should I introduce them all? Yeah, all right. Down at the end, we have Tom Bashinsky on Barry sax. Next to him, Christy Brogdon on tenor sax. And Jim Schutz, alto. And Beth Fordyce, alto. And then our first tenor sax, Brandon Ashbourne. I'll introduce some more of these folks to you too as we move on. So this next tune is another Duke Ellington composition. He was called Duke because of his elegant bearing and dress. But his first job was selling peanuts at Washington Senator games. He composed over 1,000 tunes, and this is one of his most famous. What good is do-wop, do-wop. Do-wop, 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 do-wop. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. And this is a good time to introduce our rhythm section on that one, without whom we could not swing. I don't know if you can see these folks. They're going to have to stand up. Kathy Ackerman on piano. Ripken Walker on drums. Mark Jones on bass. And Logan Thomas on guitar. All righty. Oh, here we go. So this is actually, even though it sounds old, it's really pretty new, because it was written by what is it called? Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and it is called Mambo Swing. Wow. Well, that is a kicking song, and you all did it so well, and it seems like a good time to introduce the trombones since you were holding down so much over there. So why don't you stand up, and down at the very end we have Don Wilma on the heavy metal. That's the, what is that called? bass trombone. And then we have our fearless band leader, Skip Dolt.
Don't blame me.
No, we're blaming you. And then we have our hardest working man in showbiz is Sam Fireball Fuhrer, who is our band manager. All right, now I know that we're going a little bit over. Does anybody mind if we do a few more songs? Any problem with that? All right, fantastic. Because, I still got to introduce the trumpets. All right, this next tune was written by Antonio Carlos Jobim, and his songs and bossa novas became very popular in the 60s, and this is one of the most famous ones. I'm sure you'll recognize it. But when I sing it, I don't think of a girl from Ipanema. I think of a tall, tanned, muscular man bringing me a drink with an umbrella in it. That's what I think of. Thank you. All right. This is as good a time as any to introduce our trumpet section back there. And so why don't you all stand up when I call your names. I know we have, back in the back, we have Rocky Dodson. Oh, he's in the middle there. Larry Heck and Joey Waters. Woo-hoo. All right, so our next tune is a tune called Soul Bossa Nova. You might not recognize the name of it, but it was written by the great Quincy Jones and was used in the Austin Powers movies, I believe.
Yeah, baby.
And here we go with Soul Bossa Nova. Well, and that featured Tom Bashinsky on flute and Christy Brogdon on the recorder. When I took recorder in 5th grade, it never sounded that good. All right, we're gonna finish up with a couple of songs, or 2 songs. We're gonna finish up with a couple songs that we really like, and the first one was written on behalf of or for Dr. Thaddeus Brown, who was a House representative for Georgia and had a daughter he named Georgia. And the Georgia General Assembly issued a declaration. She was to be named Georgia after the state, and this song was made for her. No gal made has got a shade on sweet Georgia Brown. 2 left feet, but oh, so neat is sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh and wanna die for sweet Georgia Brown. I tell you just why. You know I don't lie. Not much. It's been said she knocks them dead when she lands in town. Since she came down, it's a shame how she pulls them down. Fellas, she can't get off. Fellas, she can't met Georgia named her, sweet Georgia Brown. Thank you. Woo! All right. Well, since it is Valentine's Day, first of all, everybody stand up. This is the Atlanta Swing Orchestra. We have been so happy to entertain you today, and we are going to close with My Funny Valentine, since it is Valentine's Day. And we do love and appreciate all of you for being here or being on camera. And we really give our love to our veterans and their families. Thank you for your service. This is our love song to you. Atlanta Swing Orchestra, thank you so much.